tonight against this youthful Italian team.
Hello everybody, welcome to your live watch along of England versus Italy from Molineux in Wolves.
Under 14s inside the stadium. A reminder in case you are just joining us for what is technically a behind closed doors game for England for punishment for the events of that Euro final at Wembley against Italy. And they will observe, like the rest of us, the two national anthems here at Molineux.
So here we go, folks, we're getting ready for the national anthems. Come on, England! Come on, boys!
Please be upstanding for the national anthems of England and first Italy.
Come on, England! Oh, good. Come on, boys. Get into it. Get into the high tides. Oh, let's win.
Has described this as a top level game. It's another test.
So here we go. Let's now go and get you the lineups for today's game. Starting with England's lineup, which is Ramsdale in goal. You got James, Trippier, Rice, Tomori, Maguire, Grealish, Ward-Prowse, Abraham, Sterling, Mount. And that is your team to play Italy today. This is your the Italian team. The ones that are notable, which is Di Lorenzo, Acerbi, Donnarumma, Tonali and Locatelli, Pellegrini and Samaka. They're the main players in the team, which are the big bright stars, and that is your Italian team to play England tonight.
Just the fourth time in his career as he meets Gianluigi Donnarumma. So Italy make 9 changes from the side that beat Hungary.
So guys, big question in the chat.
He's the only player in that team to have 25 caps or more. There is one debutant for Roberto Mancini, Federico Gatti, who's yet to play for Juve. In fact, spent last season playing in Serie Balotelli was a key figure in the team that won the Euros. Pellegrini has scored in each of the last 2 Nation League games. Harry Kane is amongst the substitutes. Gareth Southgate wary of player welfare and the load, with one more game, of course, in this competition.
Come on, boys!
Still to come. That is here at Molineux on Tuesday against Hungary. But first of all, it is the challenge of Italy. Just the 11th time that these two have met on English soil. He knows what happened in the last one. As both teams take the knee. And 11 months to the day from what might have been for England and those painful memories.
Here we go, England gets on the way. England versus Italy in the Nations League. Let's go.
Get us underway. Plenty of anticipation with the various narratives on both sides ahead of this one, Graham.
Yeah, certainly are. An less experienced Italian team with a lot of energy, very positive in the way they attack, close the ball down well as well. And England, decent point.
So guys, put your question in the chat, like, someone subscribe if you are new.
I'm sure going to make a huge amount of noise, but first thing England have to do is start well.
Well, there's the pressing that Gareth Southgate was talking about from Tammy Abraham. Not so sure it ruffled Donnarumma though. I'll take more than that. Not only a Euro winner, of course, but he was nominated the player of Euro 2020.
Opportunity, Steve, as well for players, as the guys were talking about earlier. Grealish has an opportunity to start, make an impact, and a sustained impact over 90 minutes.
So guys, give me your questions in the chat, like, sub and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It's England versus Italy. Let's go and get the win.
And it is Ward-Prowse who found Mason Mount there. And chased by Tonali. Industrious player from Milan. He's won it back for Italy. Locatelli.
I'm liking this. They got kids in the crowd. Mostly just kids in the crowd, and it's just funny how they're just booing the Italians and to get them all. I love it.
What a great link up. There's a nil chance for Italy.
Oh, nearly a goal for Italy there, folks. Nearly a goal for Italy.
Let off for England inside 2 minutes.
Well, that's almost a carbon copy of a highlight we showed what they did against Hungary. Excellent work to win the ball back, and how quickly they break forward. 4 and 5 players getting forwards. Svetese in the end, who's disappointed that he hasn't hit the target. It's an excellent start, coming in off that line, breaking inside and catching Trippier out on his right shoulder. Excellent start by Italy, industrious and nearly lethal.
We'll make the point that personnel might have changed, but the message...
Let's get some questions in the chat, folks. Like, and subscribe if you are new.
He is one of those inexperienced players. He only made his debut against Germany. Just his second cap tonight. The 22-year-old from Sassuolo. Tomori, the Serie A winner from Milan. His full England debut. 5 years to the day since he won the Under-20 World Cup with England, incidentally. 1-0 win over Venezuela, courtesy of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Reece James. Sterling. Free kick for the foul.
Go on, ref. Go on, England.
Oh, that's better possession by England. Held the ball well in midfield. Mason Mount's finding a little bit of space just in between the defensive line of Italy, and then good link-up play. Gatti was there late to the ball, and then even later with the challenge.
Maguire and Declan Rice have started all 3 games so far. So England have Ward-Prowse obviously in the ranks tonight. Trippier again.
Come on, England.
Discussion between those two ahead of this set play. In from Ward-Prowse, in towards Maguire.
Oh.
No foul. This is Grealish. Mount. Extremely comfortable for Donnarumma.
Not quite the strike there Mason Mount needed. You can see he was trying to whip that ball into the far post. Decent free kick by Ward-Prowse, just moving the ball off its line. That allows players to time their runs a bit better.
73rd gaming chance for Southgate.
Go on!
Here's Tammy Abraham.
Oh, has Tammy not scored that? Oh, Tammy.
This time he did make a mistake.
And he got away with one early on, didn't he? And here Italy really lax in there.
Oh, Tammy.
Very casual there by Donnarumma. Cherby doing well to recover the situation. So it's Locatelli who
Oh, Tammy.
Donnarumma's mistake.
Still only 23. Donnarumma, 49th cap tonight. He started each of us 28 competitive internationals for Italy.
Not taking any risks there. Donnarumma, longer ball into Scamacca, who's going to be a real handful for that England central back pairing.
Lovely touch from Mount. Now Grealish. Back and forth play to continue despite Fratese's foul. James. Possession. Scamacca for Italy. Another one from Sassuolo. There's his clubmate Fratesi. Lorenzo asking for it and receiving it. Fratesi's ball towards Pessina. And Tomori sees that out. From England, Tonali.
Come on, England. Guys, get your question in the chat. Like, sub, and subscribe if you are new to the channel.
England unbeaten in 90 minutes in 17 home internationals. They've won 14 of those. Nice to see them out around the country again. First of 2 games at Molineux, where England haven't played since 1956. And of course here on Tuesday night, which is already sold out, an opportunity for fans in the Midlands to see the national team.
And no, that wasn't my debut.
Lorenzo's throw.
See both teams just trying to work each other out a little bit, aren't they? It's intense start to the game. Italy particularly wanting to press the ball as quickly as they can, get in England's faces. Nearly 10 minutes in, both teams are going to look to try and just get a bit of controlled possession, get higher up the pitch. It's been a bit frantic so far.
He came here 4 times as Manchester City manager, won on 3 of them. Here is Manchester City's Raheem Sterling. Into Mount!
Oh, has Mount not scored that?
Following up. Well, Mason Mount has gone 13 England games without a goal. That was almost ended there.
And it all came from a throw-in, simple throw-in. Good run by Mason Mount.
Mason Mount, how did you not score that?
Sterling, and the shot followed his run, didn't he? Sterling picked him out with the pass inside there into the run. It's an excellent strike. Underneath it slightly, it's the size of Donnarumma probably that puts him off enough. Another let-off there for the Italian goalkeeper.
Fratesi for Italy. Pessina. opening here. Locatelli. Of course, used to play for Sassuolo as well. It was his performances in the Euros that got his move to Juventus. Di Marco. Just the third cap at left back for him. Frattesi. Grealish with the block. Pellegrini still isn't clear as far as England are concerned. Di Lorenzo's cross.
For England, you got to be careful.
For Italy. No foul on Sterling.
That's another fantastic opportunity. Well worked again by Italy, particularly down this right-hand side with Frattesi and Di Lorenzo linking up.
Tomori's interception. Tonali's header. Pessina. Cherby.
Frattesi's the problem at the moment for England. Steve, he's pulling off the side of Declan Rice. Declan Rice doesn't want to go into that space.
Come on, England.
Pessina on the right wing is holding the position really well and timing his runs perfectly. That engages Trippier, but you see it here, there's space. Not the best clearance, the ball's pinged in to Tomori. Di Lorenzo just keeps his run going and gets his head up and expecting Scamacca to make that run into the 6-yard box. Another let-off there for England this time.
We've only had 11 minutes, we've had 5 efforts on goal in this game so far. Talking about goals, we're asking the question where they're going to come from without Harry Kane, who got to 50 in Germany. The rest of this current squad, between them, have 1 goal less than Kane alone.
Yeah, and that has to be a concern for a number of reasons. You don't want to be relying on one player, obviously, but also those creative players for England just needing to take a few more opportunities when they get them. Mason Mount, good example just then of, you see Kane in that situation, you expect him to score. Mason Mount, sort of 50-50, aren't you, at the moment? Getting into those positions is the first bit. Getting the confidence to finish consistently is the next stage.
Grealish drilled that at Sterling. Federico Di Marco now for Italy. Back with Ward-Prowse. Rice. Mount linking up with Abraham, his former Chelsea teammate. Grealish.
Come on, England, do something. Ah.
Van Ward-Prowse. Stride with Lorenzo Pellegrini.
That's where you want to see Grealish do better. He gets himself into a really good position. England work the ball well, get him one-on-one, and then the ball inside, it's dangerous. You give that one away, as we saw there, Pellegrini's off. But to Grealish's credit, he got back and got a tackle in between him and Declan Rice.
Lorenzo with the throw. Declan Rice with the foul. Locatelli. Cherby. Frattesi. You can certainly see the confidence in the Italian ranks on the back of the last couple of results.
The nice thing about the way they play, Steve, they've always got options running ahead of the ball. Fratesi there takes a lot of effort, but if you're confident you're going to receive it 1 in 3, you keep making those runs. If your player on the ball keeps turning out and giving it back, you stop making those runs. There's a real honesty about those forward runs at the moment from an Italian perspective.
There's a real enthusiasm about this young squad to really stop the progress there of Di Lorenzo. Italy's team tonight, and in the last game against Hungary, the 2 youngest Roberto Mancini has named since becoming Italy boss back in May 2018. A long list of experienced names not in this party. Many of those European winners, likes of Bonucci, Belotti, Verratti, Jorginho, Insigne, Bernardeschi. Chiesa's injured, but he has brought in the younger generation. It's brought a freshness, it's brought enthusiasm.
It certainly has. An opportunity for them all. They can see their chance in this team.
Come on, England.
Grealish, his 12th start for England. His 23rd cap. Nice touch from James. Sterling assessing his options.
Another one fired in, isn't it? This time to Reece James. He's an outlet as well. Pellegrini wants to push on with Italy wanting to engage this high press as soon as they can. If Reece James keeps wide, he's an option, as is Mason Mount.
Sterling against Dimarco. Still Sterling.
Oh, come on, England.
Get the block. And that is the first corner of this game.
That's where you want Raheem Sterling, isn't it? 1v1 into the penalty area. See Dimarco having to back off, try to slow the England captain down, does well there just to shepherd him on the outside.
Dimarco, who hadn't played for Italy until the beginning of this Nations League campaign. And fullback from Inter. Ward-Prowse to deliver the corner for England. Everybody back to defend it for Italy. Declan Rice couldn't quite get over it.
It's well worked, this corner. Ward-Prowse, fantastic delivery, real conviction and whip with that ball. Good movement by Declan Rice, gets away from the Italian defence. Can't quite hit the target. It's a decent strike, good connection.
2 goals for England, the last in Budapest last year. He's on the back of his best West Ham goal scoring season. With 5 league goals. He's aware that they've got to be shared around. Maguire to pick out Grealish.
Come on, England.
Trippier.
Put it in the box.
Patient possession from England. Movement from Mount. Comfortable for Donnarumma.
Yeah, complete miskick by Mount with his left foot. That's where the left side lacks the left footer. Trippier a couple of times.
Come on.
Left-footed fullback. He'd whipped that ball in early, in behind the Italian defence, but Trippier obviously feeling much more comfortable just checking back on his right foot. Lost the momentum a little bit there, England.
Worth their weight in gold, those left-footed players, Graham. Tonali, teammate of Tomori in the Milan title-winning team. Long from Acerbi. Ramsdale's second cap tonight. He'll certainly be more stretched than his debut. That 10-0 victory against San Marino. Fresh from 14 clean sheets for Arsenal this season. Pellegrini, stopped by Maguire. Kanté, the debutant. Tomori, his third cap tonight. First and second were 2 years apart. He's recovered from that hamstring injury that kept him out of contention for the first 2 Nations League games we brought you on Channel 4.
Come on, England.
Picked up a decent shape here, Italy. England struggling to find a pass forwards. It's all across the pitch at the moment, which will suit Italy. They'll get themselves set, and then you'll see a press. If there's half a chance, if it's a short ball or a ball in too hard to a player, they'll set off.
Mount. Felt that was out of play. The Polish official didn't.
Nor did I.
Had you been down there, you still would have appealed.
Absolutely.
Tonali.
Come on. 22 minutes played, 0-0.
Beautifully timed from Declan Rice. That kept Ramsdale on his toes.
Yeah, he wasn't going to take any chances with that pass, was he? But you see, Declan Rice, he's blowing a bit because every time Italy get the ball, this man here, Fratese's getting in on the blind side, catches one on the outside of his boot there, doesn't he, Declan Rice? He's having to stay really aware when Italy have the ball and track that run in between Tomori and Trippier.
Sina caught by Trippier.
He's there late, Trippier, isn't he? Took the ball off the line really well there, Sina on that wing. First touch inside, Trippier had already committed himself.
Fratese kept that in. Abraham pressing Donnarumma. Mount's foul.
Guys, put your question in the chat, like, and subscribe if you are new. Welcome.
Challenge by Abraham.
It's Italy
Wasn't
0,
again, was it?
England 0. Not really much happened, but let's get some questions in, guys.
He's slightly nervous watching that.
If you guys want to join my Discord server, there will be a link in the chat.
But interesting to hear Gareth Southgate talking about the pressing pre-game. There's Di Lorenzo's cross. And there's a real chance for Tonali. Denied.
What? Nearly 1-0.
Tonali denied his first international goal.
That's a fabulous save by Ramsdale.
That was a foul by Locatelli. And Aaron Ramsdale, as the yellow card is shown to the Juve midfielder, produced a super stop here.
Yeah, there's Di Lorenzo. Look at that run from right back, charging forwards, positive run, gets an excellent ball, and what a ball into the box as well. And look at Ramsdale getting across the goal, really athletic. He had a huge amount of ground to make up here. As Tonali just tries to pass it with his right foot into the goal. It's a brilliant save. That's the yellow card foul. Absolutely spot on, the referee there.
Locatelli is the first name in the book this evening.
Challenge from behind through the back of Mason Mount.
Ward-Prowse back behind the ball.
Come on, England.
Defended by Cherby. And as far as Grealish.
Here comes England.
Dwyer and Tomori have stayed in there for England.
Ball's crossing and that was shite.
Also needed to be better though.
Hi Leroy, how are you doing on this fine Saturday evening? Guys, get your questions in the chat.
Three or four occasions now, Jack Grealish. The team have worked the ball well to him. He's got to take more care with that final pass. Focus as well as being relaxed on the ball, doing what we know he can do, but having that focus to make sure he executes those sorts of opportunities.
There you go. That's for you guys to choose who you support. Late due to personal stuff, but I am as well. That is good.
See, that sort of touch and movement makes it look so easy. The game comes so naturally.
So let's get some questions in the chat, folks.
To Grealish. James goes for the return. There's the pullback. Grealish pokes it. Cleared then by Fratesi.
It's a lovely build-up play. Thought they'd taken a couple of touches too many, England, but James worked really well to get in that space behind. And just wonder if Jack Grealish could have taken a touch. He had time, he went at it with his right foot even though the ball was coming across his body.
So let's get some questions in. Vote who you are supporting.
Here, I know we can see all the spaces, but a bit of awareness.
England are dominating the game. Oh, Grealish. Isn't that... This isn't our last match for the group stages. Nope.
The yellow card for
we've still got to have Hungary at home. And we've still got to go have we've still got to have Hungary at home, Germany at home, and we've still got to go away to Italy.
Poked at the ball, didn't he, rather than show the composure that you'd expect from him in those tight areas.
6 goals for Manchester City this season. 1 international goal to his name. That came in the 5-0 victory against Andorra.
Well, players in those creative positions, it's all about outcomes, isn't it? How many chances do you create?
So guys, put your question in, like, sub and subscribe. Playing him twice. For some reason I thought it was once. So guys, put your question in the chat, like, sub and subscribe if you are new to the channel.
Those areas and making things happen. You know, he's the luxury in the side this evening on this left-hand side.
Pellegrini didn't like that challenge from Sterling.
Foul from England, free kick Italy.
Chevy made 3 appearances the Euros. Overhit by Locatelli. Tied up by Rice. Grealish into Abraham.
Who do personally believes is gonna win? Watch the score prediction. I don't predict score prediction just in case we lose.
The way he drops deep and joins in.
So far.
No, he's done it a few times, hasn't he? He's dropped into that space, linked up play, but again, Kane, all that experience and knowledge, just knows instinctively now where to find the space.
It is Holland 0, Poland 1 in the Nations League.
Is that a position for you that is up for grabs, Craig?
Matty Cash has scored the goal, and it is in the other game. Germany 1, Hungary 1.
In those positions, and it's hard to see. There's such a big gap between him and the next player at the moment, Kane.
Wales 0, Belgium 0,
system when
Montenegro 0, Bosnia 0, Romania 0, Finland 0, and it's Turkey 0, Luxembourg 0.
And it's again about adapting to international football and
this game is shite. The game's been that shite. I think I've nearly fallen asleep twice. Yeah, but the difference, but that's because of stupidity of a mindless individuals that tried breaking into a stadium. And that's why now there's more security around England games than there will ever be when we go away now, because of all that. So there's a lot more pressure on the team. Yeah, it's just for this game. It's just for this game. The game against Hungary, which is the next game, is a sellout.
Raising itself, and I don't know which part of his body to grab there, did he, Maguire? I think he might have got caught slightly on the arm.
Match feels slow. Yeah. Building all them. But I will say, at Ramsdale, what a save. It should have been 1-0 Italy. And also, I think I'm a bit behind you. Oh, that's a free kick on Rice. That's a free kick on Rice, you absolute dicks. And this referee's not very good either. Well. Wow, Poland are beating Holland, and Hungary are 1-1 against Germany.
England back in numbers now.
What? Just keeping people up. But I'm keeping people up to date when I'm keeping people up to date.
When they get that ball and start passing it one touch, there's good options. This is the foul. Does catch the back of his leg, doesn't he, there, for Tazy?
And that is a foul on Declan Rice. Referee, you're shy. Go and get another job.
A very big one, not bad.
Fuck off. I'm not bald. I have hair.
Tamori.
Oh, something nice. Pot noodle.
Ward-Prowse will be playing, but past the pick out Sterling. His cross was deflected. Champions
Oh, that's
clear.
nice. Oh, the referee's Polish.
Trippier.
I just love it that I just love it that every time the Italian players get the ball, you just hear boos.
One clean sheet in their last 9 games, remember, Italy. That was against Northern Ireland. They've conceded
Yeah.
each of their last 5. Closest England have come is Mason Mount rattling the crossbar.
Hopefully we can actually get a goal. Do something. This game is boring, slow, and annoying.
Whoever's on the ball seems hesitant to play it. It's almost like they don't want to lose the ball ahead of taking a risk to create an opportunity. They end up back in their own half. Yes, they've got good
He is
possession.
playing.
Not really going anywhere. Italy have set themselves nicely now.
Rice to pick up James. Super first touch from him. Then Mount's cross. Greenish back towards Sterling. More positive from England.
Mike Owen thinks we shouldn't be starting Grealish and just let him come off the bench because he needs to be better. Yeah.
Away by James.
Oh. Yeah, what makes it even worse that someone for Cass is on it. Someone for Castleford Tigers, one of their players is on it. Yeah, his name's O'Neill, and it's her ex-partner.
Was making that nice run into the channel. Much better by England though down that right hand side. James.
So it's
positive,
gonna
but
be.
one thing on his mind, that was to get a delivery in.
They've actually released him to enable him to not play to be able to go on it. So there's already going to be a bit of rifts because you know it's going to be arguments between them two. Yes, come on England! But unfortunately, they don't have an England badge. Unfortunately, well they do it for every other badge, but they don't do it for ours. Come on England! The game is slow, the game is boring, and also the ground's too quiet, and we shouldn't be having an empty stadium. Fuck the Holy Toys! Fuck the Holy Toys! I'm sorry for swearing because I don't like the. But it turns out he's playing a lot of youngsters.
All the way back in the end from Locatelli.
Yep.
Foul by Scamacca.
There's a couple of players, or even on the Italian team, if they were to bring them on, I think they could cause a lot of problems. Got some decent players on the bench. Oh yes, I have. Yep. what's the other thing that's similar to that, but they're not Pringles? Is the Doritos stacks, which are very, very similar to them. My mate Jack thinks that they're sickly and shouldn't be a crisp.
Mason Mount to shoot. Couldn't extend Donnarumma.
It says they said they're sickly.
Had it in the beginning of the first half. Grealish again drawing players towards him, finding the spare man. Better strike this time, but still.
Who
Goal for Donnarumma.
Who would I not want in Italy to bring on? Would be you wouldn't want them to bring on Politano. You wouldn't want them to bring on what is it? You wouldn't want them to bring on Politano or Raspadori, Barella or Ferenzi, or you're buggered. We're doomed. He's not even on. Nope. They are all literally not playing. Literally the bigger names that you would think of. So it's basic. Yep, so it's the bigger names.
The Sixth will quickly follow on Tuesday night and join us here from 7 when England, in front of a packed full house, take on Hungary.
Be careful, England, be careful. No! 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 Oh! I thought Italy were going to score there.
That's a chance, isn't it? Worked the ball really well, Italy, from left to right. Fatesi again providing the cross.
Not a bad player.
With that first one.
Not a bad player and plays for a bad, and not a bad club.
Casina here. Lovely cutback, good first touch, and just getting the ball up on the rise, isn't it? Just coming off the surface as he strikes that. Scamacca, but good opportunity that for Italy in these final few minutes of the first half.
Yep, and it looks like Chelsea are putting in a bid for Koulibaly. Those are the two players that he's eyeing up. So he's got like one that he wants, then one's like a backup option.
James up against DiMarco. Lifting it towards Sterling. Excellent defending from Gatti. Very important touch.
That's what he wants.
Scamacca into Pellegrini.
Oh. Yeah. That'd be good. Jeez, where are Arsenal getting all this money from? They're looking at buying Milinkovic Savic.
Again, that came from England's right-hand side.
Yeah, Reece James. More positive again in that position. Wanting something to happen rather than checking back and recycling the ball. Grealish who started it. Again, positive play, cut inside.
Please don't say we're linked with this player because I don't want him. We're linked with Rafinha.
Pellegrini.
Rafinha from Leeds. Tamori. The only reason he's doing all that because he hasn't got.
He's kept that in.
That was in as well.
Wow. Ooh. Is it? I didn't even know this. New Chelsea owner Todd Bowley has relationship with Jay-Z's Rock Nation Sports. Could be the key to the future of Lukaku.
Ramsdale is required once more.
That's excellent work. He's
But the only problem is with that issue is that Inter have not made direct contact with Chelsea about it. So if they want him, they need to contact us.
To Ramsdale off forward Prowse. He's in a good position, the goalkeeper. Comfortable save.
Italy's first corner of this first half. Lorenzo Pellegrini to deliver it. Deeper one. Maguire first to it. Then Ward-Prowse.
I think that's going to be... Ooh, what else? That looks good. It looks like... Hellas Verona looks like they're going in permanently for Giovanni Simeone.
Helping out defensively.
Oh, no.
It's Piscina. It's a crucial block from Tomori, and then the strike from Locatelli. Held by Ramsdale.
Just didn't seem to be able to clear their lines, England, here, did they?
That is shocking defending.
Good block by Tomori. This is excellent strike from Locatelli, well read, seen all the way.
So if you were to say who was the wrong person is Jack Grealish. He should have actually moved.
Has hit the crossbar, but ultimately the first 45 minutes at Molineux has ended goalless. The thoughts of Mike Owen and Jordan Nobbs when we come back. It's England 0, Italy 0.
Yep. Trying to see what else. Yep. Yeah, 0-0 and a very shite game of football. 3 games of England, all 3 have been shite. Oh, okay. Belgium have conceded against Wales, but goal was ruled out. And it would have been a Chelsea player who would have scored. Ethan Ampadu. Yep. Kimpembe. Oh, Jesus. That would be Liverpool and Man City wouldn't even be able to get through that. That's a brick wall. Jeez. If Man United... Yeah, Chelsea are going in for a goalkeeper who's 18 years old and plays for Chicago Fire. Ooh. Nah, that will never happen. It'll cost too much money. Is that going to be due to Thomas Tuchel and due to Thiago Silva being there? Yep. Yep, because it's the same with Demba Ba and with Edouard Mendy. They tried to convince Koulibaly. Yeah, being good for business. Yep. Wow. Well, Man City have bought another youngster from Brazil. They are buying youngsters from Brazil to Man City. And Man United's main player that they want is Jude Bellingham, but they're going to have to pay a lot of money for him. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. 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 Yep. Yep. Wow. Look, looks like Liverpool are getting Darwin Núñez, but it's not going to be easy. But the only problem is Benfica are asking for at least 100 mil. They're going to have to if they want him. They won't get any. Benfica are asking for at least. So it means it has to be 100 mil. Or not. They don't get him. Whoa, okay. Now that's interesting. I never thought I'd be seeing now Bayern's team's getting strong. When we thought Real Madrid's team is gonna be insane. Ryan Gravenberch has just signed for Bayern Munich. That's gonna be some sign. So no wonder it's no wonder why Benfica made it that pricey. Let's go and see some your questions. We've done that. Let's do a poll, and you guys can vote on what you guys think of the first stuff. It'd be interesting. There we go. There's for you guys to vote on the poll. And we'll get some more news for you folks. We'll see what's happening in the news. So great, Gravenberch has joined Bayern Munich. What the heck? Nah. 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 That cannot be a thing. If that's a thing, then that guy who's gone down the pecking order. wow. Everton are going to be in trouble. Everton have got to do some buying. Here we go. Tchouaméni, 22, midfield, career history, poured off in 2018 to 2020, and Monaco from 2020 to 2022, nationality France, and he made his debut in September 2021. Jeez. This, wow, he's going to be, Tchouaméni's going to be at Real Madrid for 6 years, folks. For 6 years. That is ridiculous. Barca waiting on Alonso and Azpilicueta deal. Barcelona is still working on Marcos Alonso, no doubt on the player's side. Potential agreement ready on the personal terms with Barca, still waiting to find solution with Chelsea. Barca are hoping to receive final answer for Azpilicueta soon, which more likely he's going to stay because we want him for another year. Alonso, we can go. What the? Wow. Spurs are spending, folks. Spurs are spending. Let's find out what else for you, folks. Tottenham are in advanced talks on signing Jude Spence from Middlesbrough. The guy that literally every big club wants. Spurs are among the front runners to sign the player, and they are keen to see off other competitions to bolster their wing back position. A decision on this future could come in the next few days once the under-21 games are over. The club are aware that they must add to their list of homegrown players. Spurs have already signed 2 of the expected 6 or 7 signings this summer in Ivan Perisic and Fraser Forster. Jesus. Spurs want Bastoni. Jesus. Well, how much players do Spurs want? Wow. Wow, Celtic are now getting even. Wow, Celtic, you're going to get even better when you got this guy in your coaching staff. Blooming heck. That is insane. So they wanted to get Jude Spence, or Spurs. Spurs wanted to buy everyone and everyone. We've not even started our spending spree yet.
How important is it that they get a victory tonight, Jordan?
It's huge. I think you want to create that winner mentality in these are big competitive games, and leading into such a major tournament, these ones are crucial in terms of gaining that positive mentality and winning. We need to win tonight.
Yeah, I mean, scoring that penalty against Germany really kept our hopes alive. 2 defeats would have been a disaster. That penalty helped us, but now we've got to press home that advantage. We can get 4 points after 3 games. We're right in the mix. And then we've got another home game to come against Hungary, so vital that we win this one, Jules.
They haven't gone 3 without a win for 4 years, this England side. side, so vitally important that they get a victory. How much does winning mentality go for when you're heading into a big major tournament like a World Cup at the end of the year?
Look, I think people don't realise how much mentality
Come on,
is a
England.
big part of football, and
Have a
the
better
idea
second
of
half,
boosting
please.
confidence when you're winning and the fans are getting behind you. So it's the main part of football, and look, it's the reason we play. We're competitive and we want to win.
Are you worried about the lack of goals so far in the Nations League, Michael? Because, of course, the only goal England have scored so far has come from the penalty spot against Germany.
I suppose we didn't really look like scoring against Hungary. I thought we were better against Germany, certainly in the last 20 minutes. And I think we've made some good chances in that first half. I'm not necessarily worried, but the thing in this half is that Italy will be more than happy with a draw. You know, they'll be on 5 points going back to Italy, whereas we absolutely need a win.
OK, let's get you back to our commentary team, Graham Lasso and Steve Bauer.
No changes as yet from Gareth Southgate at half-time. He has had his say as he searches for his 47th win as England manager. Won 4 of the last 6, but yet to register one in this campaign, of course, in this competition. But as he was saying earlier on, it is a balance of winning coupled with World Cup preparation. One of 4 games, that's it, before Qatar. 2 of them against Italy. 163 days to go before England in Al Rayyan play Iran in their first World Cup game. It will be Italy to get the second half underway. They haven't made any changes as yet either. Each of the last
Second half is on the way between England and Italy, folks.
All square. What do you want to see differently from England in the second half, Graham?
I think taking that risk with a forward pass, trying to make something happen. When there's a good run, it deserves the opportunity to be...
Come on, England! Come on, England! Come on, England!
I think that's the only difference between the 2 teams. Italy have been a bit more fluent, a bit more aggressive and more productive with those forward passes. Mason Mount picked up some really good positions in the opening 10 minutes. He started then searching and hunting for the ball. I think he can be dangerous as that.
Guys,
number 10.
quick question now in the chat. Like, sub, and subscribe if you are new to the channel.
Maguire. There is Mount in that little pocket. Games for Chelsea this season. Yes, he scored more Premier League goals for Chelsea than any other player, Mason Mount, in the end.
England, we need to concentrate. Don't let it get a foothold in the game.
Tonali got away with it.
Something about that end and goalkeepers playing the ball out.
Come on, England! Come on, England! Come on, England! Come on, England!
Halfway line and just drifting around. He's now the wrong side of where he wants to be, but making himself available all the time, picking up some really good positions in the start of this second half. It's up to his teammates to find him.
Come on, we're giving Italy too much space.
We've got numbers here. And still.
Could have easily given away a free kick there.
Was the end result. Just for a split second, England were concerned.
They were. Ward-Prowse gave the ball away, tried to play into Sterling, got intercepted by Locatelli, and then Pellegrini's away. And again, we said it a lot in the first half. Once they win the ball, Italy, they get forward in numbers. There's always options for the player on the ball.
Getty is penalised there, and it's a yellow card as well for the debutant, the 23-year-old.
Come on, England, start doing something, you bunch of idiots.
Back on loan at his former club in Serie B. Here he is making his international debut against England.
He underestimated the strength of Raheem Sterling.
Getty. What a name, Getty. Or Gatti, wherever you want to call it.
But this time, aforementioned Gatti with the head of
Oh,
clearance.
it's Gatti. Oh my God, Maguire! No wonder you were shooting for my eye throughout the Premier League season. You were doing balls like that. Get off the pitch and let's bring some proper defenders on. AKA Kyle Walker, because he can do a better job than what you can do.
In the last 5 meetings. Last time they did, back in 1977. Goals from Kevin Keegan and Trevor Booking that day. Only 2-1 win.
Come on, England! Come on, England! Come on, England!
Starting 11 in Italy.
Desperately crying out for somebody just to take the game by the scruff of its neck, make something happen. There's certainly enough talent out there. Grealish, Sterling, Mount.
There is enough talent, it's just we can't do anything with lack of ideas. I just think these players are tired.
Di Lorenzo. Messina looking for Pellegrini. Ramsdale had read the situation.
Ramsdale, you got lucky.
Mount onto this. Heavy touch on there. DiMarco to make the back pass.
He was reaching for it a little bit with the bounce. Unfortunate.
Tonali.
You can't give a player like Tonali too much time on the ball that he can fire a shot in and score not simple goals. So give him space. That's what I'm worried about.
Now James.
Go on, run! Oh, Sterling, you slow it down, you absolute useless git.
Grealish up against Di Lorenzo. Running out Di Lorenzo.
Yes, shoot!
Bringing Reece James into play.
Yes, cross it in the box, you bunch of bears in white. England, you're starting to stress me out.
Maguire.
Ah, England likes to be very stressful and make you have a heart attack. I'm not bad at FIFA.
Back from Abraham. Trying to find some space in behind here. James.
Oh my God, Sterling! I could have scored that with my eyes shut.
That England have had.
There you go. A couple of opportunities faded, and then
All we had to do was tap it,
delightful cross into the 6-yard box.
and then that was
Ball
in.
moving all the time.
Oh,
Seems a
you
little bit
fish!
It's rising as it comes towards him. Ends up by his knee. Really, can't get the contact on that he needs.
Fish out of water.
Good opportunity that for England.
For his 20th international goal. That's England captain.
The ground feels that quiet. I can every time the ball's being kicked.
Nations League campaign from open play goes on. Pellegrini now for Italy. Run back by Ward-Prowse.
Stop it with your fancy flicks!
Abraham down.
It's time to wind me up, England. That's just most of the things England are doing and not all working, so it's getting very annoying.
Cherby. It's actually Roma against Lazio. particular duel.
You go. Tackle the gate. Tackle him, you bunch of white gates.
Tazy stopped in his tracks, and Rice tries to build something for England. Grealish. Back to Rice. Mounts on the move.
Put it in the box. Put it in the box.
Now Mount has it.
Yes. No.
Lorenzo's block.
Cross it. Don't pass it.
Prowse. Grealish. Sterling.
Oh, finally you've had a proper shot.
Really stretched on Aruma.
Never quite the opportunity was there, clear-cut opportunity that was. That Italian defence did enough just to get out and put a block on. I thought Ward-Prowse was going to take on the shot. Great awareness to
Gareth Southgate, save us on misery and just bring on Harry Kane.
Once again, comfortable. It was better by England.
Wow, Poland are 2-1 up against Holland, and Belgium are beating Wales. Oh, it's now 2-2 now. It's now 2-2.
Forward by Ramsdale. Sterling penalised. Marco goes down.
Oh, Denzel Dumfries has just scored.
He was looking for the play you see there. As soon as you look at your opponent,
And
ref's already got his eye on
just
you.
2 hours ago, Barcelona are going to get a new contract on Gavi. The player that you say is going to be the next big thing. Yep.
Feels like an important phase of the game for England. They've got control
There's
of
one
the
team in
ball.
and there's also one team in the Premier League that I think is going to be up there next season, Spurs. They got Perisic. They're now wanting to get that Spence that everyone wants from Nottingham Forest. They also want to get Bastoni.
25th cap, one of the more experienced players. Lazio defender in
So they're wanting to get decent players.
again to dispossess Sterling.
And they've also signed a new keeper in Fraser Forster.
It's an England throw.
And Ryan Gravenberch has joined Bayern Munich. So that'll be interesting to see how he does.
Fouled by James.
Seen a few flashes of Pellegrini, haven't we, in this second half? Brilliant running with the ball, good strength as well.
And for you Everton fans, I feel sorry for you because Tottenham want Richarlison.
This season. Led only by Tammy Abraham in opposition tonight.
Except Richarlison wouldn't even get into that. Won't even get into Spurs team because of Harry Kane and Son. Yeah. Oh, and this is the one that just thinks this will never happen. Fulham want Bert Leno from Arsenal.
Gareth Southgate will want to see commit people when you run at them like
That really shocks me.
into that space. Look at the Italian defenders backing off, and it's a little bit of good fortune.
Come on, England! Stop fouling all the time, you git!
They're committing players when he attacks them.
Discussions underway between Gareth Southgate and his assistant Steve Holland about what to do next.
Yes, and one thing I will say, Steve Holland is a legend.
I'm sure be changed in terms of the season, the amount of minutes they've all played, opportunities for some of those players that are on the bench.
Trippier's interception. Grealish once more.
Come on, England! Come on, England! Come on, England!
Abraham. Got it back from Mount. Couldn't take it in his stride.
Oh!
And in the end, that's a goal kick.
Couldn't quite make that pass there. Some lovely little tricks, but then...
Oh, he gets a whack in the face for his troubles, just tell me.
Like a glancing blow. Painful nonetheless. But again, better by England, Steve. More energy.
Come on. Southgate, we might have to bring someone on eventually. Come on, England! Come on, England! Come on, England!
Still to find a way through
See!
this evening here at Molineux.
See! See! That's a foul, ref!
Faces play on.
Di Lorenzo was pulling the Jack Grealish's arm. That's a disgrace, ref.
Or Prowse.
My voice is broke.
Penalised.
Gatti made the most of that. Just got there before Abraham. The ball in that to
The Italians are all just
Abraham
women
by
diving
Grealish.
to gain everything. What a bunch of rats. Oh, Maguire, you absolute fish out of water.
Trippier to find
Oh, that's a ball. Go on, Grealish.
Promise.
Run.
Three up with him. Still going Grealish. Couldn't quite come to Sterling.
Offside.
Scamacca.
Offside.
Hasn't gone up yet.
Referee's offside.
To Pessina. England stand off him. Locatelli. Pellegrini's ball. Ramsdale. He's able to keep that out of his.
But he was offside originally.
wow. What a chance this is for Italy. They did well to recover the ball. Brilliant pass in. Perfectly weighted by Pellegrini to that far post. Trippier can't quite recover. Di Lorenzo, there's a couple of goes there. Bounces up off him and he can't reach the ball for the final decisive moment.
Italy are preparing a double change.
Thank the Lord, thank the Lord. We might actually have a saving grace.
Which Pellegrini is going to deliver. In towards Gatti.
He likes using it, he likes getting into the youngsters now, does Roberto Mancini.
Well, England changes coming as well. Jared Bowen, Calvin Phillips and Harry Kane are all getting ready down below us. Italy will make their changes first. Esposito and the 18-year-old Wilfried Gnonto, who his Germany debut against Germany.
Oh, he plays for FC Zurich. Does his
Esposito
18-year-old?
first in midfield. An international debut for the 21-year-old.
Then the other one, who do you play for? If you're on it, there you are. And he plays for Spal.
He plays for the Swiss champions, FC Zurich.
Yep, FC Zurich. FC Zurich.
For the goal on his debut against Germany as well. And another debutant, Esposito.
Now, let's go and win.
Keeping us on our toes tonight. Now a triple England one. Third cap for Jared Bowen. Harry Kane is replacing Tammy Abraham. And Calvin Phillips, who had that dead leg against Germany that forced him off after 8 minutes, is able to play the final 26 minutes here.
Come on, Kane, show us that you can save us.
Declan Rice, who started all 3 Nations League games. Well, Calvin Phillips to come on and make
DeMarco. Let's have a look.
Just a quick word on Tammy Abraham, 64.
Let's go. Where is he?
Yeah, I think he's done alright actually. He's quite tidy in possession, worked hard for
This
the team.
Federico DeMarco,
About his teammates there.
he plays for Inter.
On the same page and understand each other. We saw a couple of times when he made good runs.
See,
Didn't ball necessarily.
if he was playing for like a
Making good run.
not a big team, you'd be thinking that could be worth getting. But because it's Inter, you'd be thinking you'd be having to pay a fortune.
Thankful there was no one on the end of it.
And he's a left back.
Fabulous piece of footwork on that left-hand side. Reece James gets caught in the difficult.
So that could be someone who we could be back up for Chile.
Thankfully, from an England perspective, Scamacher there just on his heels. I don't think he was expecting the cross in.
I think he would be good for us, but the only problem would be is that the club that he played for would be asking a lot of money.
I think he'll be one calling for what we've been saying up here, Steve, which is that ball in earlier. A little bit earlier.
Oh no, the one Italian player I don't like is playing a Chervy.
Currently being occupied by Raheem Sterling. And behind Harry Kane.
Yeah, has he learned it from Chiellini? Is he the new Chiellini? The new kid.
Phillips.
Phillips obviously like for like, playing now alongside.
If we're not careful, we won't even get out in the group stage of the Nations League.
Really talented FC Zurich players on the right wing, with Fratesi now on this left-hand side beneath us, Steve. Cassina taken up
Renzo! Legend. He said he was playing in this game, he would I'm not wanting to do well.
To find Grealish.
But it'd be
Ward-Prowse.
it'd be worth a lot of money. Or it'd be a lot of money to do it. Or coins, whatever you want to call it.
We've seen him on 3 occasions now. When he gets on the pitch, he's positive, confident, he's really going for it, really enjoying these opening games for England.
Yep, so the newer the newer cards that are out is Di Maria, Fabregas, Mata and Insigne. I don't know what this card, if it's trying to find what it's actually called, see if it's actually 85 pace, 83 shooting, 96 passing, 91 dribbling, 80 defending and 82 physical. And that's on Cess's new card. I don't think it is. I don't know what they've... No. Legend. Part of a tip. Part of...
Owen hasn't given it up. Led by Tonali.
Yeah. Talking of coaching staff, Celtic have upped the class on theirs. They've added a Harry Q.
Well, as you spotted. Somehow they work the ball out. Scamacher there shielding the ball against Harry Maguire, drawing the foul, and
but also he got someone who, as a striker, could teach the strikers if they do anything wrong, you do that, you do that. So it's actually quite a good move. That guy could score any type of goal in his day, especially at Leeds. Oh, you know what's interesting about these cards? You can't get him on the market. That's for. Oh yeah. So why are they giving 1-to-1 Mata when he's not retiring? He's just leaving Manchester United.
Italy free kick.
When I can understand the Lorenzo Insigne one because he's been at one club his whole career, come through the ranks and decided to leave pretty much at the end of his career. Pretty much. So I can understand that one. It's just the Mata one's the weird one for me. Because they're doing it for that, but they've not done one for Aguero, which still it still angers a lot of people because it's still, that's like, they're doing it for that, but they could add Aguero to it.
Good movement into the penalty area, looking for the ball. Lovely first touch. It's a couple of extra touches to get his bearings, and there's a little glance at the goal there. Fortunately for Ramsdale, it's the side netting. He looked like he had that near post covered.
Yeah, it's just I don't even know if Di Maria's actually leaving PSG. I know Matters. Yeah, I don't. There's the three there. I don't mind. It's just the Mata one's the weird one because he's still got a couple of years left in him, and he's more likely going to play for another club.
Got the golden ticket this evening.
If they're gonna give end of the era cards out, you'd give it to them when it's basically the end of their career. Now that's the end of an era. And basically, when it happens for Cesc Fabregas, he'll have another one coming out because his career he's apparently nearly won everything in the game.
Did well there tomorrow because he knew he wasn't going to win that header. The ball was short, but he just kept his ground and picked up the pieces.
That Insigne card is insane. Fuck. 97 pace, 93 shooting, 97 pace, 93 shooting, 95 passing, 98 dribbling. What? There's only one player that I've seen on FIFA that's got slightly better stats than that, and that is Neymar's team of the season.
Difficult ball for Harry Maguire.
Yeah, they got themselves boxed in a little bit, England there.
If you want to buy, it's an SBC, and it's gonna, wow, it would cost you 250k, 200, nearly about 2 mil or something, or 2,000. It would be quite a lot of money just to get it done. Yeah, because it's 223,950 coins. So it means you would have to spend a hell of a lot and have literally a lot of money to put into it. No, I'm just saying because it is expensive when you think about it. And even the CES one's not even got a price for it. For us, it's 424,850, and that's for doing Di Maria's.
Phillips. Pushing and probing.
Now, for me, I would take Juan Mata back at Chelsea, I would. yeah, because there's a new season out for the season progress on FIFA. That.
Grealish.
Oh my. Wow, Anthony Knockout's got one of the storyline cards. That'll be worth getting if we can get all the way up there.
Showing some space out there on that wide left.
Kane into Bowen.
Come on, do something. Yeah, we're done.
As we've seen, well organised, but that's a mistake from Tomori. And Piscina is onto it. Scamaker in the middle.
Way!
Shameless in the end.
Come on, England! Come on, England! Come on, England!
Another Sassuolo player. Giacomo Raspadori. He's going to come on shortly.
I'm trying to, but I'm trying to get stuff to talk about because I can't talk much about the game because nothing happened. There's literally nothing to talk. There's nothing to say about this game.
Still no change in this scoreline.
All there is mistake after mistake and nothing positive to say. It's always gonna. It's want to be positive, but a lot of it's negative.
Lord Prowse. Pick out Trippier. He can't
Oh,
find Grealish,
Trippy, you fish! Hey, Roberto Mancini, if you like Sassuolo so much, why don't you get a full international side of them then?
James. Maguire joining in.
There's one player from Serie A I would want at Chelsea, Giovanni Simeone. That guy seems to want to pop up when it matters most.
Shadowing.
If he came to Chelsea, I might have done. If he comes to us and he does well.
Breaking the Italian defence or trying to get someone in between those lines.
I'd rather not have that guy come anywhere near our club. That guy's a diving git. He died too much.
That club, Raspadori, who had started 3 of the last 4.
I like him for that. I do like him for that, but it's just when you're in the Premier League, you've got to learn to stay on your feet a lot because it's more physical. You don't need to keep throwing his weight around like he always does.
Between Germany and Hungary, so an England goal will put 3
But the other thing is, you then get the wrath of Tuchel. If you're just gonna keep going down too many times and then you get booked too many times, you're then gonna get annoyed. Your manager's gonna have a go at you.
Could find a way through, and their attempts to do so will be aided by the introduction of Bukayo Saka shortly.
Jack Grealish does it, but most times he dives. And wait. I like players that go like that. I just want players to learn just to be. If they want to be as good, learn from the legend, which is Eden Hazard, when he can get fouled and still stay on his feet. And that was when he was with us. He would always try and get people always try and foul him, and he'd always be on his feet still. He was the best at doing that. That's why I would love to see more players like that who've got speed and know how be like that, because then we'll have a good side. I'm being positive.
Raspadori, cut out by Maguire.
It's got more like a 0-0 written all over it.
17 home games.
Can you please go up the pitch because you've been played shut the whole game?
And there's Sterling still with him.
Oh!
Something out of nothing.
I've also
Harry Kane.
It's that close interplay.
player of the year for who?
Good link up here. Grealish back out to Kane, and then that little chip ball
That's not true, because even a lot of Arsenal fans were saying that their best player is Odegaard.
and then a snapshot by Kane, but at least he's positive, trying to make something happen.
So that's
raise the tempo of
wrong,
the
because
game
Odegaard,
in the final third.
yeah,
So Raheem Sterling
because
makes
how it makes no sense how
Saka is on for his 17th
Saka gets it.
England cap. Arsenal's player of the year.
So Saka gets player of the year for Arsenal when literally every Arsenal fan was saying Odegaard, Odegaard, Odegaard for the entire season.
We've seen this evening in it.
Turns out the club don't listen to the fans.
Phillips.
They need to come and learn from us. We all know we wanted it to be. Mason Mount, and what did he do? He won it again. And you, yeah, and then you were spot on for goal of the season, which was Mateo Kovacic versus Liverpool. And it was all due to Gary Lineker.
It's overhit by Ramsdale.
Kovacic outdone it. Even Ian Wright said you will not see another goal like that for a long time in the Premier League.
Bit of willpower to get them over the line.
Tomori has to make this and does.
So basically he did a Di Canio, but without actually going off his feet.
Monto's quick. Tomori timed that brilliantly.
Yeah.
Hesitation.
Yeah. And the only reason Salah won it was because he ran to the bar line.
Him the yellow card.
So basically, any striker could do that and could score that. Even Harry Kane could score a goal like that, or Son, and they're good. Any good player in their day could score that.
Switched on here defensively, England.
Esposito, the free kick wide to DiMarco. Blocked by Phillips.
Wow, I have learned something new today.
One from Donnarumma.
I've learned that there's two teams in Grimsby for football. That there's Grimsby Town and there's Grimsby Borough.
James.
And they're in Ponty's League for next season. What about Long Eaton? Because they're in the other new club.
Grealish unable to link up on that occasion with Kane.
That's actually quite I will say, wow, that is actually a very good signing for that level. And also that, yeah, and also that is for a club that nearly went out of business.
Given the success of their first two games.
And the other new team in it is North Shields. That's gonna be the one that my prediction to win it would be them. Because they always seem to win the leagues on a canter most of the time.
This Italian team, they're very well organised, you can see, and their understanding of the game, the positions, the units of defence and midfield, good discipline, but England aren't showing an awful lot of creativity or imagination. And we've used the word lack of risk taking a few times.
I thought there was only one team that I know that was nicknamed the Millers. Now I know, and that was Charles Rotherhamshire.
Their understanding's not quite on the same page at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, the other team that I found that's named the Millers is called Carlton Town, and they're also known as the Millers. Yeah, and they're the other new team. So there's the four, because a couple of other teams have got transferred to other leagues.
James to keep it in.
Which is a bit weird.
With it though. Just his third start, the last 17 internationals. Southgate trying to freshen things up, play a welfare at the forefront of his mind as well. Still trying to win a game.
Oh, you can have fun going up to North East on to the seaside. Go to Bridlington Town.
You know what has been a really long season. We're well into June. Takes its toll playing without fans.
Oh yeah. Hey, Derby, Grimsby Borough versus Cleethorpes. Derby.
In the final stages of a match. They're not excuses or observations, but they all have an impact.
What?
Roma's Brian Cristante is coming on next for Italy. As we head
I thought, oh yeah, Grantham were in the league above, and then they got relegated, so they'll end up finishing bottom. Ooh. I'm just trying to think in that. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my prediction. I'm gonna go for North Shields to win that league next season, for the new season. Just because they're like the biggest team out the bunch.
Really Saka up with him.
I'm just going based off of previous when the leagues that they've been in, they've won it so far ahead of everyone else. But that was due to, that's due to the fact that they had Julio Arca playing for them.
Get up to full speed running with the ball. There's not a defender that would say that they're comfortable in that situation.
I think if I were to say Worksop and Ponty, I think Worksop will be around mid-table. I think Ponty might be around 5th or 6th playoffs. And that's just me going off the base that of their ending to the season that they've done quite well to finish mid-table. So if they go a bit higher up, then they've done better than the following season.
Despite being a Roma player, was on loan at Milan this season. Teammate of Tomori's in that.
Tomori, oh, someone coming from AC Milan. Oh no! That's the one player I said if we brought him on, we're in trouble. Because that guy knows how to score. Oh no.
Tomori there after that pass. It was a tired pass and he went straight down, stretching his calves.
Is there better players? Yeah, I'm just saying they've got to have been better players that you can put in that position other than him. That are more experienced.
50 games for Roma this season, the 27-year-old. And as you can see,
Mark Gahey.
He's going to get a very brief second England cap. He finished the season as captain of Crystal Palace. To come on,
Mark Gahey. Come on England, but it's gonna sadly end 0-0 because I don't even see anyone scoring. But it didn't help that a lot that they've also gone through a season as well, and there's been a lot of games in the season which had to be backlocked. So it meant near this they've had to play extra games. So it meant a lot of tightness. simplify on that, but they're professionals and need to. Yeah, but yeah. The only players, and that's not me being biased, but I would say ours, because we did play 3 games straight for 3 months. We played football for 3 months straight without a single break. And also we've had two cup files, which meant games were pushed back. So we played about 3 or 2 games more than what most of the players on that pitch did at the end of the season. But next season it's going to be a lot worse, because it's going to be more it's going to be like the COVID season. It's going to be like the COVID season, when literally everything was being backed up for games. So it's going to be like that next season. So it'll be fun to see how the skip.
Yeah, needed a run from Bowen maybe there, just in that space down the side.
Yep.
He's made a few
what is it?
The ball.
Oh yeah. We all need to watch it. We all need to look out for Thursday, because Premier League fixtures are out Thursday. And please, Premier League, don't screw us over again and make us play nearly the entire top 6 in the first 2 months of the season. They've done that 2 seasons in a row against Chelsea, the Premier League.
To earn the 3 points for the first time in this Nations League campaign.
But knowing our luck, we'll end up getting Liverpool or Man City first game. Knowing our luck, because Premier League like to make it harder for us than anyone else. And also, England can get a winner, please.
Here comes Ward-Prowse then, looking for that.
Oh, that nearly worked. Unlucky.
But England do get the corner. Is there to be another?
Oh, Wales have equalised.
England goal.
Brendan Johnson
Ward-Prowse with the delivery.
of Nottingham Forest.
The ball did end goalwards, but Simon Marciniak, the Polish referee, blew there.
Oh my! How is that a foul, ref?
Defenders. His arm came out. It looked pretty soft.
This referee's been shite. The entire game's been shite.
Thrown himself to the floor there, hasn't he? I think again the referee seeing the arm coming out, it's enough for him to draw his own conclusion.
There's Nanto for Italy. The 18-year-old up against Trippier. Oh, and he's found Esposito. And that needed dealing with, well read by Phillips. Can England break? Kane into Bowen. Grealish and Saka.
We are missing one player, and it's we're missing one Pacific player. We're missing Phil Foden, because he's the one. Because we've learned in the Euros, when you play Foden and Mount together, it works. Our team works.
Wasn't going to let Bowen go any further. Again, epitomising the work rate by this Italian side. They've got a lot of energy, good fitness. When they do lose the ball, they get back quickly.
We're missing that energetic players that we're missing.
Trippier takes charge of the free kick this time.
If we won't score this, we haven't been looking like scoring all game.
Clipped in towards Maguire.
Oh, straight to Maguire's head.
Drops to Kane.
Go on.
Ward-Prowse trying to wriggle an opportunity out of it.
Oh, that's a bad challenge.
And that has gone Italy's way.
No, it looks like the Italian player clattered into Bowen.
Bouncing around on the edge of the box.
He did. The Italian player clattered into Bowen.
I mean, this could have gone either way, this free kick. He won the ball and Nanto collided with him.
You can't believe it.
No, that should be a free kick the other way.
In this Nations League campaign, and England still searching for their first victory. And for only the
Full
second
time, Italy 0, England 0. What else can I say? Not much to say. Sorry if I didn't act interested or didn't do as much as I usually do, because hardly anything happened for 90 minutes. So apologies for that, but it's not my fault. The game was just very stale. So England play Hungary, and hopefully with a full crowd, it might be a better game. Like, subscribe with the bell notification. I'll see you guys whenever England. I think England play on Tuesday against Hungary, so I'll do that then. Have a bit of a break. Like, subscribe.